Hey, you guys, how are you? It's Tara. TGIF. I know you guys been missing my little perk ups on Friday, huh? I had stopped for a minute because this really ratchet coworker I used to work with, she came for me and she was like, "You need to stop making your videos. You need to get your own life together and stop posting videos and worry about yourself." And I let her get to me for a minute. I let her get to me. And I stopped. And then God's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? You've helped people. Even if it's one person a week, one person a day, your message is getting out there. You are a survivor. You survived sexual abuse, grape, beatings, poverty, stood in food bank lines, ate government cheese, you know, lived in poverty, lived in foster care. You are a walking testimony of how people can heal and move forward. You need to keep going. Get out of your little feelings, give it to me, and keep going." So here I am, back in the flesh. But anyway, today's going to kind of be a little bit of tough love today, okay? I don't know who needs to hear this. Say somebody needs to hear this because I'm picking up on you, okay? You were kind of a child like me. You suffered and are suffering at the hand of people, at the hands of people. Okay? You experience some of the same abuse I kind of experienced before. Okay? And now you're an adult and you're in this constant pain, pain all the time. You're numbing. You're having these great parties to get your adrenaline pumping. You fight with everybody all the time because you're miserable. You act like everything's all good all the time. You always tell people you're fine, but you're not fine. You're not fine. Because if you haven't touched base on healing this stuff that happened to you as a child or as a teenager that was out of your control, you are walking around with like this monkey on your back who's like punching you in the head all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to make you remember this trauma every day of your life. I'm going to make sure you're never happy. I'm going to make sure your day is nothing, that you have nothing to look forward to each day except for that adrenaline pumping, right? We all know about that numbing. You know, get in this numbing mode and then you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to feel anything. But that doesn't solve the problem, okay? God describes in the Bible peace being a place of tranquility, okay? A quietness of the spirit. Your spirit is not quiet. You're fighting with depression every day, anxiety, stress. Everything stresses you out because you're already this huge ball of pain. So when people just add to it, it just makes everything worse every day. So it's like, when do you get to have that place of quietness, that place of peace? It's when you finally decide that enough is enough. When you're tired of being tired, when you're sick of being sick of feeling like crap every day, okay? You have to start working on doing the healing. You have to address this stuff, okay? Go to a psychologist, go to therapy. You could have clinical depression, which in that case, I am not a licensed physician, but they may have to put you on some kind of medicine. You're like, "Oh, I don't like taking medicine. I don't want to do that." So the other option's better? Not being on this earth anymore? No, no, that's not a good option, okay? Whatever's going on in your life, whatever's happening, is a trigger effect of what happened to you as a child, okay? And how you're dealing with it now corresponds with when you were a child because you've never healed from it. And you know what's going on still to this day? People and their families are like, "Shh, don't talk about it. You'll shame the family. You'll shame them for what happened. Don't ever speak about it because we won't be able to hold our heads high." You know what? The minute they came for you when you were a child was the minute they opened themselves up to shame, okay? It is not your shame to carry, it is theirs. And do you know? And I think I'm talking to a man right now. I'm pretty sure I am. Do you know what kind of man it takes to stand up and admit that someone messed you up as a kid, that you went through so many trials and tribulations? Do you know how manly that is to stand up and do that? Because you guys are taught not to be emotional. You're taught not to feel anything. You're taught not to express yourself because you're men. You can't feel anything or you can't speak out about stuff that happened to you. That is bull crap, okay? Bull crap. You need to speak about it. You need to change your life and quit being haunted all the time by what happened to you. And then you turn around and you make other people's lives miserable because you're so miserable you can't handle it anymore. So you just want to make sure everybody else is in your league of being miserable because you don't want to speak up because you're too manly. No, you got to start dealing with your pain. Face it. Realize you didn't have control over what happened to you. You didn't have any control, just like I didn't have any control when I was a child. Okay? And if you're going through that kind of stuff right now, you need to speak up and say something to somebody. You need to reach out for help. You can't sit here and feel bad every day and be depressed and not wanting to participate in life, getting out of the bed, laying on your bed, crying for hours and hours and days. You have to start getting up and fighting for yourself. And this goes for man, woman, he, she, they, them. It doesn't matter. Whoever's experienced trauma as a child, you have got to start fighting for yourself, okay? You can only be a victim for so long. You can't, like I said in my other video, you can't bleed on to other people. You have to heal your own wounds first, okay? You have to do whatever you got to do to get yourself out of the hole. And I'm telling you, God will get you out of the hole. The Holy Spirit, Jesus will get you out of that hole. If you pray, you give it to him, he will. But if you don't believe in God, that's fine. You still have a right to live a good life and have a place of quietness. Have a place of quietness, okay? You have to start dealing with your problems. Do whatever you got to do. You have to fight. Because it's never going to be easy for us, ever here. It's never going to be rainbows and unicorns, ever. There's always going to be something. But if you get a quietness in your heart and in your mind, you can fight this battle every day. You don't have to live in a dark pit every day, okay? There is therapy. There is options for you. And you keep going until you figure out something that works for you. The trick is to start living, okay? Go look at these children in foster care who are at these little parties who barely have clothes on their back. Go look at the story of Gabriel Fernandez on Netflix. Go read the book called A Child Called It, okay? And then tell me how bad your life is. Go look at my story if you want to, and then tell me how bad your life is. If I can do it, you can do it. You can do it. But aren't you tired yet? Aren't you sick of it? Or you want to keep being a victim all the time. Oh, my life's terrible, blah, blah, blah. You know, my heart goes out to you because I know people have been through a lot, but what point are you going to be done with it? You going to carry this secret around till you're like an old man sitting in his rocket chair or an old woman, he, she, they, them? What point are you going to start fighting for yourself? What point? You have to keep going, okay? So it's a really long message, and I'll touch more on this later. But start fighting for yourself, okay? Heal these chains of shame. Heal this past so you can start living your best life, okay? I did it, you guys. I did it. I did the work. And I am not in that pain like I was anymore. Do I still get a little freaked out sometimes? Yes. Yes, by predators. I was talking about this online. But other than that, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good here and I'm good here. I have my quietness. All right, you guys, long video. I love you guys. Tough love. Somebody's got to bring it to the surface. We got to talk about it so we can start healing this planet of hurt people that have been through a lot of trauma, especially as children, okay? I love you guys. Happy Friday. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.